Hi, my name is Marco Catania and I'm the subject coordinator for ITI597, and a subject that is all about IT service management according to ITIL version 3. Hey, in this short video, I'm actually presenting on behalf of IT Masters and Charles Sturt University, and I want to give you a quick overview of what IT service management and what this subject is all about. Why are we running it? What's in it for you? What's the delivery process? What does it all look like? So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So one of the most intriguing questions, of course, is what? What is this subject all about? Well, the subject is all about management. Management of what? Well, management of your IT infrastructure. You want to make optimal use, you want to get optimal value of this infrastructure. So it's about what functions, what processes, what roles, what policies, what procedures, what environment do we need to create to make optimal use of our IT, our information technology. Now, we use something called IT service management here. And more specifically, we're looking at a framework known as ITIL, the IT Infrastructure Library, that provides us with a whole bunch of good practices on actually how to manage IT efficiently and effectively. So that's the what. So what's the next question you need to ask yourself? Well, the next question is why? So why do I actually need to follow this subject? What's in it for me? Well, the answer I think is change is ubiquitous. Okay, it's everywhere. Change is it's part of us. It's part of our lives really. Okay, we change every day. Every day we get a day older. But also IT is changing continuously. Think about IT 5 years ago or 10 years ago. And try to imagine what IT will look like in 5 or 10 years from now. And it's always changing, and therefore we need to stay up to date on how to manage this changing environment most efficiently and most effectively. Again, the management practices, they also change with the changing technology around us. And we need to make optimal use of the existing skills and knowledge and attitudes out there and to get absolute value of our IT management infrastructure. So that's the why, because everything is always changing around us and we need to change with our changing environment. Otherwise, before we know it, we're running behind. So that's the why. Okay, can you think of other words that start with a W? Well, I can think of one. Monkey. Oh no, it says where. So what type of spaces do we use to provide the subject? Well, one space we of course use is Charles Sturt University. Yeah? We use their resources. More specifically, we use the resource called Interact. It's like a forum, a very dynamic forum that allows students to collaborate, communicate, and well, interact with each other. We also use things like Facebook, we use Twitter, we use Safari. It's like an online library. It contains heaps and heaps of books on technology and management. We've got of course YouTube. Well, you're watching YouTube as we speak. There's always Google. And we also use Second Life. We've got our own island on Second Life. It's called IT Masters, where you can actually interact with students and also interact with a whole bunch of objects. So in reality, we use a whole bunch of multimedia resources to make the subject more interesting, more engaging, more dynamic, well, just more interesting to you guys out there. So can I think of more words that start with a W? I know one. Who? So who can actually enroll for this subject? Well, the subject ITI597, it's part of the Master of Systems Development as a combined PM ITIL stream. It's also part of the Master of Management in Information Technology, again the combined PM ITIL stream. What do you mean with PM ITIL stream? Well, PM of course stands for project management, while an ITIL is mainly service management. So we're talking about a whole bunch of topics that together are really needed to function properly in a service management space. So I'm talking about service management, I'm talking about project management, I'm talking about organizational change. There are a whole bunch of topics really that you need as luggage to function efficiently, effectively in your organization in a service management related role. to be honest, what I'm personally after from you guys, if you're interested in studying like ITIL stuff, uh, I want your passion. I want you to be motivated. I want your drive. I want you to be driven for study and knowledge. You need to be hungry for this stuff, okay? Because it is cool, but you need to believe in it, okay? Not just go, not only go for the piece of paper. Go because you like it and enjoy it. And even more W's. The when. When. When will the subject be delivered? In what type, in what form will it be delivered to you? Well, whatever the question is, the answer is always, guess what? The answer is always 42. You don't believe me? I'll show you. It's always 42. It's even the answer to life, the universe, and everything else. Thank you, Douglas Adams, a fantastic author, okay? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. We roughly provide 10 sessions on the forum. So like live, interacting with the lecturer, either me or someone else, but it's interactive. You get like 10 virtual sessions where there's like an FAQ, like a frequently asked questions, where you can actually walk around in Second Life space, so you can interact with the objects, and also actually interact again with your lecturer. So it's really like dynamic. Everything is dynamic here. We've got like a whole bunch of exercises. The study guide you will be receiving is like chuckers full with like exercises, like based upon case studies and also like multiple choice questions, to really guide you through the whole like subject. And there's also a red thread, and a red thread is like a small like mini thesis, and you'll be working on like an assignment for like 10 weeks in a row, and every single step actually builds upon like the previous step. You also have like 2 prep sessions, preparation for the actual industry-based exam, okay? We really deliver like the industry-based exams with all the ITIL topics. So 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 2, guess what, equals 42. Now we run the sessions typically on, I think currently it's like the Tuesday evenings, from roughly 7:30 until 10:30, so max like 3 hours. It's interesting. If you add up 19 and a half and 22 and a half, guess what? You get the number again, 42, okay? So even at times when we're delivering the session, if you add up all those times, you get 42, so it's quite funny. It's always 42, believe me. So it's very dynamic, okay? It's very interactive. We don't just send you books, we actually communicate with you guys out there. So we've covered what the subject is all about. We've covered why you should be like following it. We've talked about the where we're delivering. We've talked about like who it is like applicable for, who should enroll, and also when we're delivering it. Like the 42 sessions in total, 10, 10, 10, 10, and so on. Okay. The only thing we haven't covered yet is like the how. So how are we delivering? Well, we use a whole bunch of like fantastic multimedia technologies, like interactive forums. We've got a full-blown like 3D virtual environment in Second Life where you can actually interact with each other, interact with objects, and also like interact with like the lecturer, the guy wearing the guitar on his back. That's actually that's me. And we also have like sessions like using technologies like I don't know, WebEx and GoToMeeting, and like today's like really multimedia related like technologies. So the whole idea is to make this subject very interactive, engaging, and really like make you part of it, rather than sending you like a pile of books. No, we really make you part of like the experience of like learning, of education. Okay, so what's next? Well, the next step is really up to you, okay? So it's up to you whether or not you want to start your journey into IT service management space, okay? If I got your interest, again, it's never too late to educate yourself. It's never too late to pick up your study. So if I've got your interest, feel free to hop on either www.csu.edu.au. I'll repeat www.csu, Charles Sturt University, .edu.au, or alternatively hop on the IT Masters website www.itmasters.edu.au, itmasters.edu.au. Hey, have a great time, enjoy your life, and hopefully I'll see you in one of the subjects in one of the sessions. Have fun!